Hey YouTube, this is Truth of the People, and first things first. One of the users I've discovered recently, his name is ThePuppyTurtle. He was falsely DMCA'd by none other than the Double Rainbow guys, so I'd appreciate it if you sub to him, fave to videos, show him some support, guys. So onto the topic of today's video, which is the supposed generous acts done by religious groups. Oftentimes, when I usually criticize religion, usually the major ones at least, I'm confronted with the response of, oh, well, you're just biased because you're an atheist. You don't take a look at all the nice things that we do. The easiest and most obvious objection I would have is, well, take a look at a courtroom example. If a murderer said on trial, oh, well, of course you point to all those things, but you never mentioned that I donated to a charity that one time. Like, okay, I don't really care about the nice things. I care about the things that are evil and atrocious about your religion. If I had a problem with the nice things, I'd say I had a problem with the nice things. But the thing is, I don't have a problem with all these supposed nice things your religion does. Or do I? I know I spoke about this in an earlier video of mine, but I wanted to add to that and guess you could say give it an update. So, from what I can tell, the three most popular things that I'm often pointed to in a show of religious generosity is one, religious funded charities, two, religiously funded organizations, and three, mission trips. Let's take a look at religiously funded charities first. And the most obvious thing is you don't have to be religious in order to be charitable or kind or generous, and being religious or secular or an atheist for that matter does not necessarily make you a kinder, more generous person. It works both ways. With that in mind, why do you need religion in order to start a charity? Can't you just do this by yourself out of kindness? Why do you need God to tell you to start a charity? And I can already hear my detractors saying, okay, well, God doesn't tell us to start a charity. We do it because we're inspired by his kind and loving nature. Okay, same deal. Why do you have to be divinely inspired to start a charity? Why can't you divinely inspire yourself out of your own volition and kindness to just start a charity of your own? I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you really need a 2,000-plus-year-old book to tell you how to behave, then something's wrong with you. My main objection to religiously funded organizations is similar to that of my objection to religiously funded charities, in the way that why would you need God to tell you to be a kind and loving person, and why can't you just do that without God? But also, I don't generally support religiously funded organizations because not all, but many of them do support hidden agendas based on certain faith-based principles. How about an example? Take the American Family Association. I didn't even know about them until I heard about them on YouTube. And when I first heard the name, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I support families, they support families, well, why not, right? It wasn't until later that I learned that it was funded by mainly fundamentalist Christians. Oh. You see, the American Family Association, and I say family in massive sarcasm quotes, their main message is essentially this, and please excuse my language here. I don't mean to sound rude or hateful. This is an accurate representation of what they're actually all about. The American Family Association's main message is, if you're a fag, if you like fags, if you once were a fag, and if you support fags, we don't like you, we don't like your kind, and we want you out of our country. And last but not least, mission trips. This is interesting considering quite a few of my family members usually go on regular mission trips every summer. My reason for not supporting mission trips are the same as my reasons for both religiously funded charities and religiously funded organizations. Because why would you need God to tell you to be kind? And sometimes these mission trips also do like to promote a hidden religious agenda, namely that of propagating their own faith. Now I can already sense what you guys are going to say to my next point, which is that mission trips destroy native culture. You guys are going to say, well, native cultures were going to be inevitably destroyed anyways. What difference would we have made? You know, societies modernize and they mix together into this big melting pot, and naturally some cultures are destroyed, and that is true in a sense. But religion does spread that, and it's not a good thing. It's never a good thing for a culture to be destroyed. Cultures should always be preserved and maintained throughout subsequent generations, so we don't lose that history and we don't lose that heritage. I mean, imagine if you were one of these groups of people and a bunch of other more powerful folk from another distant land set to go on your country, in your city, where you live, and propagate their own faith and convert all of your family and friends to another religion which you don't advocate and which you clearly stand against. How would you feel? I don't think you'd feel very good. So overall, I have absolutely no issue with religious generosity so long as it's not trying to do anything like destroy native culture or trying to push a hurtful and hateful agenda on the masses. As long as you guys really stay true to your word, and as long as you guys aren't doing anything illegal, then we're cool. Thanks for watching, guys, and may the truth always be heard.